First at 6, Kansas DCF says this 3-year-old's death was the result of child abuse.
And tonight we know 2 calls about Olivia Jansen were made this year to the Kansas hotline set aside for reports of abuse or neglect. You may remember the little girl from KCK was found dead, buried the same day an Amber Alert went out for her disappearance. This all happened 3 weeks ago.
Her father and his girlfriend face charges in her death, including first-degree murder. Both of them are referenced in 2 reports made by DCF earlier this year.
41 Action News I-Team reporter Jessica McMaster explains what's in these reports and has some reaction from Olivia's grandparents.
The secretary for DCF says there's nothing that indicates Olivia Jansen should have been removed from the home based off the information provided to them. Still, Olivia's grandparents say the agency should be held responsible. Allegations of abuse and drug use, those are the 2 investigations Kansas Department for Children and Families launched in regard to Olivia Jansen, according to records obtained by the I-Team on Friday.
But in the initial review, I don't have any reason to believe that we didn't follow the appropriate processes.
The abuse allegations came in on February 28th of this year, indicating either Olivia's dad or his girlfriend left a bruise on Olivia's leg. According to records and Kansas DCF Secretary Laura Howard, a social worker visited Olivia that very day.
Same-day response, went to the home, no evidence of any injury to Olivia.
One of the callers recanted their allegation of abuse, according to the agency. With no evidence, DCF did not substantiate the claims. The final call came in on June 22nd with concerns that a caregiver was doing drugs. Olivia's dad tested positive for THC on July 7th, 3 days before Olivia's body was found.
You know, in child welfare, certainly a positive for marijuana is not going to be a reason to take a child out of the home in and of itself by any means.
Olivia's paternal grandparents say they're the ones who placed those phone calls and that more should have been done to save their grandbaby.
I'm just really in shock. Because I thought when I called that something would be done. I figured it would be an emergency when you call about a child.
DCF says the summary is the first step in being able to release Olivia's entire file to us. The next step is that the file has to go through the court system before it can be released. In KCK, I'm Jessica McMaster, 41 Action News.
KCK police were called to a home associated with Olivia 5 times before her death this year. One of those calls was a report of juvenile abuse. It's not clear, though, who that report was referring to. On February 28th, officers were there for a welfare check. That's the same day of the abuse claim with DCF, the claim which the agency said is unsubstantiated. Police also investigated a suicide at that same home.